is well in the house that my mama built for me. All is well in the land that my papa got for me. I got love, I got love, I got love infinite. Well, it must be the land I'm feeling oh so free, yeah.
Love this song. Do you know that all the music that you hear in the back, you can just... I have playlists. Actually, the playlist of today, I should is in the chat now. If you have Spotify, it's also on every other thing. I think I'm losing some melanin. I have some white spots. I have some white spots. Do you see here the white spot? Wait, here. Am I losing my melanin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I'm gonna go see the dermatologist. I hope everybody is doing great. I hope everybody's good in good spirits. Welcome to Club Shada episode 188. 188. Like, we celebrated 100 like last week. And look at this. In 12 episodes, we will be at episode 200 of Club Shada. So listen, I don't know what you guys want to do for episode 200, but you have 12 days to think about it. This show is brought to you by Shada, where the gods of good fortune. Thanks to all the new subscribers: Clinton, Donazio, Fernando, Yannick, Marthe, etc., etc., etc. Make yourself at home. We don't bite. I mean, we bite. Yeah, we kind of. I mean, we bite if you deserve it. If you don't, we cool people. If you're not cool, oh my God. Should I go technical right now or after? Ooh, I love it. I want to acknowledge the stream royalty for the month of March. We've already $31 donation. Sirène des Îles, our own. What? Why am I on the side? Actually, what's wrong with this camera? You see that? Oh, my whole. Like, you want to see my whole sofa or what? Sofa and light. There you go. All right, now we're talking. Okay, changes. First of all, I mean, I'm waiting for people to come. You know. So when that's the fun part. And hey, every sponsor, thanks for tuning in. As always, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to know what song is playing during the show, this is the one. This is who's sponsoring the show. And those guys are just here to remind you. And this was done by hand. So listen, I was about to talk about something. Oh yeah, 2 things. The fun part. How funny it is that when I'm late, everybody's waiting for me, and when I'm on time, people are late. Dahlia arrived like 30 minutes late. Like everybody else arrived late. I'm buying a new chair. This chair is nice, but it's noisy as fuck. And I would have loved to do Club Shada from my sofa. Like, let me show you. Oh damn, this thing will not. Okay. So what I would have done, let me put that. All right. I would have put the camera around here, right? And I sit here on the sofa. I would be so much more comfortable, and it would be like more, me on my sofa with you guys, and maybe I would plug the computer to the television that is over here somewhere, yeah, around here. But when I think about it, I would fall asleep during the live. That's why it's not a good idea. It is not a good idea at all. Second thing, I changed some things in the setup of the show, but it's something that is invisible to you guys, but that is interesting on my journey as a live streamer, so I'm documenting it as well. First thing I did, I changed the place of my Ganesh that is here. This one, so it used to be here, and I think it's better here facing you guys. Actually, I was waiting to do the show to have it face us exactly, same as the guitar. I removed that photo upstairs because sometimes the autofocus, instead of focusing on my face here, would focus on my face there. So I move it upstairs. On that part, I think that's it. I have another Ganesh here, but you don't really see it. So that's on the decor. When it comes to behind the scenes, under the hood, the program that I'm using, Ecamm, I didn't change nothing in the presentation of the show, but so I'm using an overlay to display all the graphics that are here, right? And when I go from one scene to another, for example, when I go to the intro scene, so the sponsor logo plus the Gods of Good Fortune plus the welcome to the subscribers, everything was from one single. It came from the internet, so it's something I designed inside of Stream Elements, and every element was a separate graphic. So this one, that one, the text was separate, and all this there was a first graphic in the back, the transparent black thing, plus the text, and then the overlay, the scrolling text was another thing, and everything was done inside of Stream Elements, which is great because it means that anywhere I would go, I would just call this layout, and I could stream from any computer and bring out all these elements. The problem with it is that every time I move from one scene to another, it would have some time where before it appears, it would change. You see, the way now it's blinking down here, here, you can see it blinks now, but the rest doesn't, you see? So why? Because I changed the whole thing as now. This comes from Stream Element because it's not a static, it's a moving thing. And the only part that comes from Stream Element is this. And of course, when there's a super chat, the things that appears here, the animation that appears when there's a super chat, and here the white thing, these now come from Stream Element. But those elements here, they are inside of Ecamm. It's just an image that is overlaid on top of the image from the camera. And why I do this now, because you see when I move from one scene to another, it's faster. When these sometimes take a second or two to come, this inside of Ecamm makes more sense. So why did I used to do this and this as separate elements, because to me it would be simpler to then be able to just, for example, if I want to change the sponsor, it would be easier to just change that part. If I have let's say when I was in Dakar and I was doing the show with Novotel, all I had to change was that part here and not the rest. But actually, it makes the whole thing a little slower. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I just do a giant PNG the size of the screen, which is 1080 by 9080 by 1080 by 1920, and then it contains all the elements that are static or not, and then this comes from one place and that comes from another place. So It's just some technical stuff, but it permits me making my show faster on that side, and I like it. So that's what I did. So now that I have this out of the way, let me say hi to those who are here already. La Milliardaire, what's good? How are you? I hope you're good. Juju Zan, I hope you're good. I'm telling you, this is strange. Huh? I just saw it now, but yeah, I'll talk with the dermatologist. Decent Shadow, how are you? Shada gang, people are sleeping. So wait, it's just the two of us, the four of us? All right. So the weather here is very strange. The weather here, so from what I heard, all people passing by, there's 30 people that just passed by and still only have 5 likes. I don't like this. Chacun son style, ma chère. Okay. Oh. But the thing is, it's more comfortable as well. Like, especially if you sit for 2 hours, it's better. But it depends. I have no gas today. So, since yesterday, I think. Is it yesterday? Yeah, since Monday or Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. We woke up. The sky was yellow. And it's like there's a fog, but there's no fog. But it's a yellow fog. That was so strange. And I was like, what's going on? What up, Jordan? I was like, what's going on? And apparently it's there's a lot of winds coming from Sahara, where apparently there's a big tornado or something like that, a tempest, something. I forgot what it is. It has a name too. Wait. And because of that, the dust and the heat are moving here. And it's not the first time from what I heard, but yeah, it's been happening here. So there's a huge dust storm, and apparently it covered Spain. So look at Spain. Look at how the people in Spain have been completely covered. To change something. Yeah, if you look at the people from Spain, look at how it is. It's the same thing here. You saw the storm covers Spain, reaches France and Portugal. Look at this, and that was crazy. For a second straight day, a huge dust storm swirling over Europe from the Sahara Desert made it hard to breathe in large parts of Spain, and gave cleaning crews extra work in France and Portugal to remove the film of dirt from cars and buildings. European Union's Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service said Wednesday it was tracking the large mass of dust that has degraded air quality across large parts of Spain, Portugal, and France. Wow. That's crazy. Listen, I think I put it in my story. Let me go to my Instagram. I think I put it in my story. Yeah, that was the view from my house today. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Listen, there's no filter. is straight from the phone. Like the whole day was yellow like that. And then I sent some photos to my mom. On my terrace, the chairs, they are full of sand, but it's like dust of sand. So when you just walking like this, you don't feel it. You don't even realize you're breathing it. But when you look on the floor, that's when you realize that we're covered with sand, but it's so thin, it looks like dust. And listen, I've been at home for 2 days. Me with allergies, breathing, etc. My daughter and I, we didn't leave the living room. That's simple. Like, we've been in the living room for the last 48 hours. I even fall asleep on the sofa because sometimes I even just fall asleep here while I'm watching TV. And every time I wake up, especially on sunrise, it's yellow. That's crazy. It's special. It's really like, yeah. I don't know. I have to check a little more the news. I've been watching this show right now on Ikiyi, I think that's the name of this streaming service. Is from Hong Kong or South Korea or Hong Kong. I don't remember. And I'm watching this series called Heroes. I watched 10 episodes already. 10 episodes, 45 minutes. It's amazing. Like, I'm just binge watching. It's a kung fu show. I love kung fu flicks. It's been a long time that I've been just watching YouTube videos and news and stuff. These last 2 days, I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear about nothing. The news, COVID, Ukraine. I'm done for a little bit. And I've been watching this show just to clear my mind a little bit and have a little bit of the secular Chinese culture. Telling you, we have dust in Martinique too. It's going so what? Damn. What's the name of this? Wait a minute. Sahara dust storm 2022. Let me see what they say. Damn. Look at the satellite images. Whoa. This is Portugal here, Spain here, and France here. Even my mom was telling me that my brother-in-law, he arrived from outside. I think he was shooting something outside. He came back, he had dust all over. So if you live around here and you outside, wear a mask. That's thing. Or stay in. If you don't have nothing to do outside, stay in, because this is crazy. Let me see if they have more. Damn. This is crazy. Look at this. This is Spain. Orange. Phew. This is scary. Look at the cars. Exactly. This is exactly how it is on my terrace right now. Exactly like that. That's something. Sheesh. Listen. Well, see, that's where, all these people who want to go to war. Look, this is just sand. Imagine if it was radioactive particles. You want to go there and bomb everybody and start wars that you can't control because you're just emotional people. You're not gonna be hiding somewhere. I'll be in Congo. You're gonna stay there and catch the radioactive cloud if you want to start those crazy wars. This is crazy. After soaring the price of gasoline, we'll have to invest a lot of money in car washing because of the scent of the Sahara. Listen, the world is interconnected, and you cannot just decide to do something thinking it will not affect you, even if it's in the other side of the world. If something happens with China, or you put sanctions in China because they invade Taiwan, and there's like all these problems happening, the production of phones will halt, and the production of all the microchips that are in the cars, and the cars will now be able to have spare parts that control your lights, control your even starting your car now. Nobody has keys anymore. All these parts, they are made there, and a lot of materials come from Russia. A lot of the wheat come from Ukraine. The gas and oil, they pass through Ukraine as well. The whole world is connected. So even all these wars in the Middle East, when they go protect people with all this, is because of what's under the ground, and everybody's trying to be in control of that. The problem is, the price of oil at a point, us, you, the common people, we pay the price, the real price. Because somebody who makes $1,005 per month, and maybe gas and food is 30% of their budget, their monthly budget. If gas price goes up 20%, all of a sudden it becomes half of their budget, and now they can't make it anymore. The problem is all these people taking decisions emotionally. They don't really pay. They get paid like $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month to just react and to take decisions, rash decisions, without thinking, without asking the different, the parliaments and stuff. They just take decisions, and everybody's like, yeah, let's go, yeah, block, sanction, let's go. And look, gas goes up, we can't breathe. Damn. Hey, listen, I'm coming. They graduate from 1 to 10 the density of the dust by something is over 10. What? Listen, I'm not. Listen, all the stores, the electric blinds are down. There's no. Listen, I just opened the store from the living room, because that window is really sealed. In the kitchen, we have the ventilation downstairs, so this one stays down, and light come from electricity. Because yesterday I went for a jog, so I did 3 kilometers, and I really felt it. I was like, nah, I'm going home, because you don't feel it. It's not like when you're in Burkina Faso and you go, there's the Armiton, you have those solar tempests all the time. You can feel it. You can feel the sand. So you just put something, and you're used to it, and it's different. Here is more pernicious. It's like little dust particle. You really feel like you're breathing normally, and then you come back home, you have cough, etc. So listen, That's crazy. So yeah, listen. You speak with the financial repercussion of an expert in economics and the knowledge of geopolitics. You should be a professor. Thank you so much. I don't know. Professor, I don't know. But hey, you know, I just try to inform myself a little bit. So listen, did I tell you that my daughter was sick again? I mean, I think she has another gastro. She's fine now. It's already done. But from Friday when I had to, because Sunday I was still tired from it. But she's better now. But she's been coughing, and I suspect that it's all this sand, because she went out to play a little bit. She went out with her mom, and then she started coughing, and I believe that breathing all this sand is not a good idea. So me and her, we've been in. So listen, where do we start? Let me take my Club Shada news, because I want to talk. Listen, I want to tell you a story, but first I want to talk to you about all these people. I don't know if I'm there, so you tell me. Do we talk first about Kanye, or do we talk about Jussie? Because to me, it's the same issue. It's the same issue. It's not the same people, but the issue. I like doing this. It's not the same people, but to me, the issue, I would not say it's the same, but yo, I'm kind of seeing a same pattern with Black American culture and American culture in general, and usually trickles down to the rest of the world. How much in Portugal and for fuel? I have no idea. I don't drive. I go Uber. Let me see. Gas, preço, Portugal. No, I know I'm going to talk about both, but which one do we start with? How do we say gas? Preço? Oh, no, wait. Gasolina. Damn. So let me see. In Portugal, we went from 1.66 a liter to $2. Or is it euro? €2. So from 1.66 to €2. Oh, that's see, that's a problem. I don't know how much it is in Paris, but let me see. How do I change the country? France. Where is France? France? Where is France? Oh, there you go. So in France, gasoline prices. Oops. So in France, it's 2.7. Yeah, it went up more or less the same thing. But that's the thing, you know. When you think about it, you know, something that people don't realize is that when you pay the price of gas, you actually pay taxes, and governments are now willing to stop getting all that money because it goes in their budget. So they need money to spend. So what you gonna do? Hey, woman, I'm just trying to understand. Can't wait to hear your perspective on who's new ML. Listen, let's get it. So, let me start with Kanye. Now, let me start with Jussie Smollett. We have to understand the whole 3 years that just passed. In 2019, there was this whole the incident. So, a lot of people in January 29th, 2019, the incident took place, and the next day, on the 30th of January, all celebrities around the world go crazy. Everybody goes with the outpour of emotion, and everybody, Chanel Monáe, Viola Davis, T.I., his co-stars, producers, Lee Daniels, etc. Everybody's posting videos. Lee Daniels say, "Oh, you my son," and justifiably so, because we live in an era where it has been decided that it is a crime to have any doubt whenever it's women and minorities and LGBT, to say the least. And everybody, when it's war, whenever it's something, and you're supposed to have emotions of injustice, anger, comprehension, whatever it is, we in an era where if you use the word doubt, all hell break loose. You don't have the right nowadays to doubt who says that? Oprah. I always believe the victim. So this is the era. You arrive, if your story is good enough and it can make somebody cry or somebody angry or somebody feel the injustice, you give them what they need every day, which is the dose of dopamine. They need, the dopamine is a drug that is produced by the body, and it goes from your glands somewhere directly to your brains, and it makes you feel this euphoria of rage, of, oh my God, And people, because they've been used on social media, on all these places, and on the internet, and you have to never forget that the media is competing with social media. So all of us who are creating content on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, we are actually in competition with the normal media, who they also need to sell their ads, and they need people to sell the ad to a certain price. So back in the days, they were alone. They had a monopolistic grab on information. So you had newspapers, magazines, and then media, news media. And that's where the news would broke. That's where we would all go and seek our information at 8 p.m. during dinner time. And then you had the CNNs of the world where the news were 24/7. So there was news all the time. So then the news became a little more sensationalized, because if there's only 5 things happening today and you have to be talking about the news 24/7 to sell ads, so you have to sensationalize everything. The news, this, oh my God, somebody got, a cat is in the tree, the safety, this is CNN. Thousands of neighbors are here waiting to see how we're gonna save the cat. This cat, poor cat. And then the neighbor, did you see the cat? Yeah, the cat is in the tree. Oh my God, I'm so scared that he's gonna fall. Yeah, so we're talking to the lieutenant, John Morris of the firefighters of whatever place of the country. So what are you gonna do? Yes, our team is here ready to serve the people, and listen, we'll make sure that this kitty returns to her mother swiftly. Thank you so much. So 5 minutes later, the cat has been saved. And then hell yeah, he was a cat who used blah blah blah. Listen, they're gonna make news of everything and anything. So that was like 30 years ago. But then internet arrived, and now they had competition from anybody. And now there's Twitter, there's Instagram, and now everybody's making the news. Everybody can just the day you tweet something and it resonates on people, you get your first hit of the dopamine drug. A friend of mine posted once that somebody asked her if she spoke African in France, and she just posted, "No, I don't speak African, just like you don't speak European. Africa is 56 countries. We have, in every country there's 1,000 to 8,000 languages, etc., etc., etc. And the same way you speak French to Russian, to Ukrainian, to German, to Polonese, I don't know, Polish, etc., etc. We also speak Lingala, to Swahili, to etc., etc., etc. Same thing here. And so, simple tweet, but then she got thousands of retweets, and everybody that had the fiber of Afro-feminism and they just put her up there. And now she was like, everybody was like, thank you for finally speaking, telling that. And and then she had her first hit of dopamine. And starting now, you gotta feel like, you might feel important, you might feel like you have a mission, you might feel like whatever. But she slowly went from being more about fashion to being also still about fashion, but a lot more into the activism. Maybe because she just felt the call, but also maybe of the dopamine. And a lot of people, that's how it starts. You post something on Twitter, all the reactions you get, or on Instagram, you post something and you get 1,000 likes, 100 comments, and you feel the dopamine, you feel like this excitation. And the next time you post something, if it doesn't get the same reactions from people, you kind of feel disappointed. So you might post something outrageous or something, or show a little more of your body, or depending on what you do, like everybody has their thing, to just try to receive this validation and this dopamine hit from all the strangers that you don't know. And a lot of people become Twitter activists or YouTube comment activists because they need it. They need the they need that whole dopamine hits. And some people become addicts of the need to be outraged every day or every week. So somebody says something, they get outraged. You know, some people, they get outraged by something, and they get some outraged by something every day. Every day they go on Twitter, on YouTube, and they need to fight with somebody about anything. Like I keep saying, sometimes I go on a video about the new Apple computer or the new iPhone or the Apple Watch, something that has to do with the Apple universe, because I'm a client of them. And somebody comes out of nowhere and explain to me that I'm a stupid sheep for buying an Apple product that is expensive, and I could buy a Galaxy phone that is much better with Android, or a Xiaomi phone or whatever they think I should be buying. And I'm like, why do you care so much about what I buy? And what are you doing on an Apple channel talking about Apple product? Like, who sent you? Like, do you work for Samsung, or do they pay you? Are you gonna win a phone? Like, what's going on? Same thing. It's just people, they wake up in the morning, they have nothing else to do, and they go comment. They go, you see them in the comment sections. They go there. And to me, they're stressful people. And because they stress me, I don't reply to them. I don't care. Or I just block them if it's on my channel, because I don't understand that energy. I'm not interested in that energy. But a lot of people are just going crazy, and the fake activism, because we used to have leaders, we used to have people, leaders of opinion, people who really they made it their life to be active on something. But today it's so easy to pretend you're an activist as long as you're here on Twitter. And the problem is the brands will follow you because they believe that you can really boycott or you're going to do something, when in reality, most people, once they're done tweeting, but then you have, so as the year passed, all these people who became Twitter activists, they also wanted to be activists everywhere. So Twitter problems became TV problems, became church problems, became problems in the university. Everybody wants their cause to be followed, and everybody has their agenda, and you kind of feel like you cannot talk about anything anymore, because there's always somebody that's going to complain about the things you're saying, because everybody is becoming more and more sensitive, and because everybody is addicted to the dopamine of that social media brings to them. So everybody wakes up and they need to be outraged about something, and they need to either be a victim or either be the bully. And most of the times the bullies become victims of the people on social media, because people abuse on the punishment, and the victims become bullies themselves, because when they go on social media, they come in groups and they can make your life a hell. And all these brought us here to this situation where somebody goes under minus I don't know how much in Chicago, goes get a sandwich, get attacked by two white men having MAGA hats, red MAGA hats, and like it's like kryptonite to black people. They go crazy with it. They see a red, you see, make things great again. They just, yeah. Now even phrases make people crazy. Like you say, go ahead, go somewhere and say, well, I think all life matters. They're like, people don't care. They're like, this is racist. Like, and all this is inside of a bubble of people who they don't fight wars, they don't die in wars, they live long, and they're bored. So everybody's living in their own little metaverses of ideas, and everybody's just not conflicting but colliding with each other. And when you look at that, you're like, wait a minute. So, and people will use the credulity of people. There's a lot of people who are acting like politicians. A lot of people will use the abuse of empath, the abuse of empathy of the people to arrive to wherever they want to go. And so we've seen what's her name? Prince Harry's wife. I forget her name. Meghan Markle. Sorry. We've seen Meghan Markle use the empathy of the black people to just go and pretend that she was the victim of racism. And like she's a prisoner of the Queen of England, etc. And she was like, and everybody fell for it. Everybody fell for it. Everybody went crazy, like, oh my God, what? What? Somebody asked you if they wonder what's gonna be the color of the baby? I mean, if you are half white and your mother is, she's black, your father is white, and your husband is as white can be with red hair, there's nothing special in asking, I wonder if this baby will have a little bit of, is it gonna come out white? Is it gonna come out with a little bit of is it gonna be very light, or is he gonna just come caramelish? Because this is genetics. Sometimes it can come out more something. Sometimes it can come out one way. Sometimes it can come out so many ways. And I mean, listen, like I said before, my wife is half. Can I say this now? Because in this, listen, a new trigger word. Listen, they add trigger words to the list all the time. My wife is half Belarusian. My wife was born in Minsk. So, yeah, she's one of them. She speaks Russian. So, my wife is half 50% Belarus, 50% Guinea-Bissau, right? I am 75% Congo, 25% Portuguese. My mom is half white. So when my daughter and my son 19 years ago were about to be born, the conversation sometimes was like, I wonder if it's gonna come. Listen, my mother-in-law is blonde with blue eyes. So is my daughter is she gonna have like curly hair, like a virgin or a Brazilian? Is she gonna have the hair like her hair like me, like her mom? Is she gonna be like more my color, more her brother? Is he gonna have green or blue eyes? Is she gonna be more white, more light skin, more caramel, more black? My sister has 2 kids. Her daughter is just like my daughter is almost a copy of my sister's daughter. And her son looks like a Pakistanis. He's really my skin color, but his hair is like a white guy. Dark. He looks like a Pakistanis, but the sister looks different. So all this is normal. There's nothing crazy about that. But these women just came out of nowhere and said, you know, they said it was not gonna we're not gonna have no title. And somebody asked like what color it was gonna be. And Oprah said, what? And everybody went crazy. And everybody on Twitter and socials and the media, because people need to have something to say. There you go. And then he went crazy for a few months, and now nobody's talking about it because everybody's like, well. And so where I'm coming with this is, let me see the comments first, because we have too many activists. It is dangerous for society because most of them don't have a real cause of fundamentals. Yeah, they're just here for the rage. MAGA is kryptonite to us. It does trigger an emotional side because it stems from modern racism. Something I understand, but in the end, it's just a phrase. That's what I mean. And maybe because I'm not American, I don't feel it the same way. But the thing with Americans is that because they feel something one way, they believe the whole world feels like them or have to feel like them. The same way as World War. When they say there's a world war, it's actually Europeans, the Occidental, fighting between themselves. But they say like us. Listen, some people, maybe they had nothing to do with them and they're not interested. You don't have a choice. So, no, it's a world war. So, but you see how they react when it's on their continent. Look at them. They don't have problems saying, yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's us. Like, oh my God, it's in Europe. It's blonde, blue eyes, looking like us. And you're like, yo. No, listen. We at peace. We are civilized countries, not like these savages that are in war all the time. And now the whole world has to be worried about their war, when in reality, like World War I and II, the Crusade and etc., was the same people, Europeans, the Catholic, all these people. It's them all the time. And all the weapons, if I remember, they built by those people as well. Listen, I'm not gonna go back to episode. It was two episodes ago. So I had my rant already about that. So I'm not gonna diverge. What I mean is that we arrived to this point where, as how you say your name, T Creole. As SE says, the emotional trigger is the issue here. If you have a bunch of people, and even people that work in news, in the editorials, if you have all these people emotional, the people in the streets emotional, the people who present emotional, the people who take the decisions, the people we elect emotional as well, everybody goes crazy. Nobody takes the time to think. Everybody's just triggered. And that's when it becomes dangerous, because some guy who, listen, believe him or not, becomes a victim of a crime, right? He's a victim of a hate crime. You see? And the whole world goes crazy. The whole world, everybody, every actor, the world stops to cry for you. And everybody's like, oh my God, no, why would they do this, etc., etc. But then the next day, 2 days after, he refuses to give his phone. And there's starting to be cracks already in the narrative. So then at a point, the police is looking at the camera and they see the attackers. But at a point, the guy goes, I'm the gay Tupac. Why? Because he's having his dopamine hit. He's having millions and millions of people saying his name, telling him he's amazing, telling him, oh my God, we are with you, oh poor guy, and everybody's like, yes, and don't forget that we are in the middle of these times, troubled times. So, and we have a lot of activists, a lot of people who are fighting rightfully for the rights of trans, the rights of gays, the rights of this, the rights of the black people, the rights of the stop the Asian hate, all these at the same time. You have who's posting comments on my YouTube instead of coming to my live. Look, my channel lives by itself. So you have all these things that are happening. So this is a cautionary tale on the fact that we can all be fooled, because at a point when he starts saying I'm the gay Tupac and showing that he was not scared, etc., and everybody's like, yeah, we love you, Jussie. Yo, that's when people are starting to be suspicious. People are starting to be like, okay, listen, we'll see. Then the phone records are submitted. Then they arrest the people. Then he does his interview with ABC News with the crew. He does his interview with ABC News with Gayle King. The same, like the people who will do the interviews. And then Chicago police around February is like, yo, we're about to charge this guy. We don't believe this guy. And then at a point they believe the Osundeiros, that actually the attackers are these guys. So he gets arrested. Chief of the police is disgusted and he is suspended from Empire. All the people who were yelling and who were supporting him, we don't hear about them anymore. At a point, the two Nigerian guys wearing the MAGA hats are like, we regret. He pleads not guilty. And yo, he gets cleared of all charges. And this is really like at a point people are like, what? And then you see, time goes by. And then he's sued by the city of Chicago. This is the MAGA country, people. There he is. He looks more like Julie's ex than He look more like one of Julie's candies than, you know. Then he gets fired from Empire. Then they showed him. Police arrive. He has this noose around his neck, and everybody's like, "Yo, nigga, what's going on?" Then you have the video of the guy inside of the taxi. Oh my God, going to do the thing. Look how they dressed. Oh my God. And then charges, December guilty, and then 6 months in jail, $145,000, and then he becomes the new MLK. And he starts saying that he's not suicidal, and I mean, listen, I was watching him and I was like, listen, as I've been telling you for 188 episodes, I always leave some space in my heart and in my mind for the possibility that I'm wrong, and that my opinion, that is just, oh my God, this girl, that my opinion I might be wrong, right? So my opinion is this: I don't believe a single word these guys says. Listen, I don't believe this guy. I believe he's a fraud. It's a fraud. I don't understand his family. I understand, like, you know, you support, but I would support silently, because if I was one of his brothers and sisters, I would have doubt, unless they all drank the whole Kool-Aid, unless they don't know everything, or maybe they know something we don't. But for me, this whole thing, listen, I'm waiting for the Netflix movie, but this whole thing is a crazy hoax and he should be ashamed for all the victims. The real, listen, every time there's a fake story like that, or somebody who pretend that she's been aggressed by a celebrity or something crazy as what he did, when he didn't need that. He didn't need the money. He did, like, it just shows you where we arrived as I mean, it's not one society, but where the Western society is arriving, and America always leads in those things, where, because nobody will ask themselves, is it possible that it's not true? Just as an option, people don't care. People don't care about the idea. People don't, sorry, I'm checking spam comments. Yeah. People don't care about the idea that they could be wrong. Because as I told you in an earlier video, most people, when they have an opinion, they are religious with their opinion. And they believe that whatever they believe, or whatever truth they believe, can only be the only truth, and everybody else is a liar, and everybody else should be censored. That's how people are today. They are not into the conversation. They are into, like, this is what I believe, and I want to be around those who believe the same thing as me, and anybody who diverts slightly from that is the enemy. And this is why somebody like this, who's completely, I might be wrong, but looks like he's completely delusional and completely living in his own story, will continue to lie forever, when maybe he should have said, I'm so sorry. I believe that if at a point, listen, he might believe the story, and the story might be true, but all the evidence, listen, soon as I saw the brothers, the Nigerian brothers, I was like, oh no, why would you do this? Listen, at that point, I was like, oh, he messed it up for us. Because next time somebody said something and you don't have cameras to prove, people gonna look at you like, I would not go as far as to do a link between those two events, but I'm sure that there are some people in the world who have doubts when it comes to Megan Thee Stallion just because of Jussie Smollett. Some people are like, you people are so ready to do anything for the publicity stunt, the dopamine, just to be the center of attention, that you would post anything. Like, look, listen, do you know that there are some singers, I only know their name because of the drama around them, and I never heard their music actually. All I hear about them is all the drama they create, and when they are fed up because of the drama they created and they want to cry, instead of just crying in their house or in front of their mirrors like me, or alone, they need to go on Instagram Live, and first they're gonna turn on the TV, the telephone, and then once there's 1,000 or 5,000 people watching, then they're like, yeah, who you care about my family? And you have everybody in the comment, we are with you, go ahead, oh my God, my heart is broken too, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with all these people? What the fuck is wrong with all these people? Why are you crying for a camera? Why do you believe that? Like, where's pudeur? Where is... So, because everybody lives in a reality show, everybody is making their story a story for the world. And yeah, listen, if he was not an idiot and he pulled his thing right, and instead of hiring two Nigerian guys to do it, that apparently he had something with one of, instead of, or maybe it's drugs, but instead of doing this with somebody that doesn't fit the right role for the accuser, maybe he would have found somebody that's French or Italian, or some guy from Albania that was taking the flight the next day, and make sure that they don't live here. They come, they look, hire some real, look like, go find some people that, and yeah, wear this, do this, slap me a bit, do this, put a thing around my neck, there's gonna be a camera here, blah 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 blah, do it, and then tell those people to disappear. Go back to Albania with your $10,000 or how much I paid you, and then reap the benefits. But because this whole thing looks ridiculous, like everything from the beginning to the end, it looks like somebody who's doing everything for attention. And sadly, he dragged his whole family there. And now that he's being declared guilty, he's like thinking in his whole thing that he's the new MLK. And he's there like, he's talking about the 400 years of that. Listen. And he's giving weapons to those who are against us and against the people like him. And I think those people don't realize it. And I think most people have to start understanding the lessons that are here. The lessons that are, you know, don't go chasing all these, you know, like people, you know, people will do anything to exist nowadays, and it's harder than back in the days. If you remember when I said what I said half an hour ago, I don't know when I started ranting, but years ago, you had like 20 celebrities, 10 singers, and then once you were one of them, you were famous, rich, like your goal was to not be seen. You could not go outside, Michael Jackson style. Like you were, the more rare you were, the more famous you were, and the more the fans would go crazy if they saw you. And I've been through that era, and I remember some people were criticizing me because I wanted to keep a normal life when I became a celebrity, and in France and in Africa. And I wanted to keep going to the KFC on Sundays and chill at the Châtelet. And some people used to criticize me. Yeah, but this guy, I always see him in the KFC. He's not a star. And people would tell me, hey, you know, you have to stop from being seen. And me, I was like, what? And it completely switched. Today, if you want to stay relevant, people have to talk about you all the time. If not, they will tell you all the time, oh, did you stop making music? We don't see you anymore. We don't see your music video. Oh, where are you? And if you don't post for 3 days, people will start thinking that you are sick or you died. Because people, they want something now, and then they want to consume now, and then they want something else just after now. We get 10 or 20 episodes of a new series, and we're gonna watch everything in 2 days. And then we're like, damn, fucking Netflix, there's nothing to watch in there. Or they put billions to create content, but there's so much content, so many movies, so many YouTube videos. There's 400 minutes, 400 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. 400 hours every minute. There's people like me who are live all around the world, billions of hours of live every hour that are just produced by people who are just talking to other people in the chat, etc. And all this is creating an economy where nobody is winning because the gains are divided by so many people. And then, yeah, some people will just try to create drama, get naked, or do something crazy just to be the center of attention for 15 minutes, because they know that this will trickle down into roles, jobs, streams, views on the YouTube channel, etc., etc. And I know some people like that. I know some people in the Zouk industry, in the French Zouk industry, or in the Kizomba world. They want to be talked about, good or bad, and when people are not talking about them, they go crazy. I know this exact material of person as Jussie. I know one guy, he's the same person in the Zouk industry. And yeah, those people, they will do anything, they will lie, they will just to be seen as victims, when in reality they are aggressors. And to me, listen, I'm not part of the LGBT, so I cannot speak for them. I'm not a Black American, so I cannot speak for them either. I don't have slave ancestors, so I cannot speak for them as well. But at least as a Black person, that doesn't really, I think my life is okay. But as a Black person, I feel insulted by these type of things. But I know they will happen, because it's not just him. That's him. It's all the Karens, all the people who pretend that have been aggressed by men. Like, all these people should also be treated the same way and have the same type of sentence. Maybe it will stop some people from going as crazy as he went, if it is what happened. But everything tend to show he was not able to prove, right? And the whole time, listen, I believe that him and Kanye suffer the same disease. There's a kind of a, it's something that I've been saying to people. I've been inside of the spheres of fame. Fame, you don't need to be American famous. You can just be African famous to understand what fame is. You can just be famous in your village to understand what fame is. Fame is a drug. Fame is one of the hardest drugs. Fame, power, money, all that is a combination that eats the brain of a lot of people, way more people than you think. A lot of people became presidents and then they became crazy. Some people are right now turning into monsters in some countries that I will not name, just because they just discovered fame, money, and power. And then you're gonna have somebody that will just destroy his whole career by continue to go in something, but maybe the schizophrenia of somebody might make them believe that they are what they believe they are. Which takes me to the other one, who believes he's a god, who believes he's a servant of God, and who does everything that a servant of God would not do. And he's bullying a woman and using the same woman he was defending and taking to a place of being a queen. He's now using Black people's trigger and the hate for fame and money, and the hate for the Kardashians for a narrative that just because he seems to be a control freak who doesn't have control, and when he doesn't have control, he snaps. I told you about one of my exes. That woman, one day I told her, I'm sorry, but in this specific party, I don't want you to come with me because I feel that it's going to be dangerous. I know that at that time in France, there was a lot of weapons, a lot of people using guns in parties and stuff. I was like, listen, I'm not sure about that one. So I'll be with you till 1 a.m. I'll go there. By 3 a.m. I'll be back to your house. And she said, okay. But frustration used to trigger something in her. And then she just started yelling out of nowhere. And I was like, what's going on with her? And those, the like bipolar people, I experienced them, a few of them. And once they get triggered, they just go into another personality. And they will believe their own story. They will believe their own reason for whatever they're doing. They will believe it because they just snapped. And you can have a normal conversation with them about a subject that they are talking to you about. And then you will give them an opinion. And if this opinion doesn't go where they want to go, snap. And then they go crazy. And before I continue with that other one, let me see what you guys are saying. Kanye West is a crazy psychopath. For the first time, I'm on the side of Kim Kardashian. But this, there's something that I don't understand about your comments. Is why, like, for the first time, I don't understand the hate. Listen, I don't even understand when people are saying, they are stealing average people's culture. Listen, they're not even whites. They are Armenians. They are more Indian, Turkish, like, but it's the same thing. They did their reality shows. They kind of understood the world of today 10 years before everybody. They got super rich because of that. And then a lot of people are saying, "No, Kanye put them on that level." Listen, maybe, yeah. His hordes of fans and the way he has a certain vision probably helped them arrive to a certain level, enter some places. Yeah, listen, she was his wife, so they became a powerhouse, a power couple. I don't see nothing wrong in that. But now that it's over, some people are against her, like, yeah. And I'm like, but wait a minute, like, she was not with the guy to profit. She was there for 6 years. I don't know how many years. And all this time they had kids. They really loved each other. That was really like something, I believe. And we have no idea how long this behavior from him has been going on. This guy reminds me of Fusi too. Same type of guy. Like listen, only people who understand why bipolar can understand what's going on here. So maybe she went through crises, and maybe right now she's not really saying anything, to incriminate him as much or to, against him that much. She's having a lot of retenue because I believe that not only there's still love, you're the father of my 4 children, and I understand that you are going through something, but you are dangerous. And people, the problem is because the whole world has become a circus and everybody's watching and everybody's living it and everybody is taking their dopamine from it and everybody's giving their opinion, me too, and everybody's making money from giving their opinion. Not everybody, but a lot of the vlogs and the blogs and etc. That people are just living their... Listen, if one day, my wife and I, we fight like everybody, but it's never something public. Like, I have no reason to. When we fight, it's between us. If we have to do an interview tomorrow, but we're fighting at home, We're going to put the fight in pause to do our interviews, to, to be there. And then once we're done with the interview, we go back to our fighting until we find a resolution. And we don't need the world to know. We don't need to post about it. We don't need all that shit. We don't need. Because there's this a little bit of distance that you have to keep between you and all the strangers outside. But if you live for the strangers' approbation, or if you believe that their opinion is more important than your closest friends, or if your closest friends are people that you pay, all of them, and they say yes to everything you want to do, you fucked. I was once in the West Indies in a situation where I had a problem with a friend of mine who was surrounded by yes men. And at a point I said, listen, I cannot stay, I have to go. And he said, since you don't want to stay and be about us, well, you will find your way to the airport. So I'm in fucking Martinique. I don't even know if I can drive to the airport at that point. And there's no car. And I look at everybody, my own friends, but who are paid by him, and nobody's telling him, yo, you're abusing. And everybody's like, no, I can't take you. And that's how I had to drive myself to the airport. And I just took one of the cars, drive myself to the airport, left the car at the parking and left and never came back. And this is the problem. Listen, everywhere I went, if you don't have somebody who will tell you the truth, especially in fame, money, and power, if you don't have somebody who tells you you're going too far, or we're gonna have a problem, or whatever you're doing is a bad idea, or wait, no, what you did here, I disagree, that was weak, that was fucked up, go and apologize. If you don't have somebody like that to be somebody that will check you and is not afraid to check you, even if you pay them, that's how you can kill a career, or you can kill your reputation or something. And one day, I'm in Angola. I just did a show with Nelson Freitas, and the owner of the club or something, he's like, hey, listen, the show was amazing yesterday. I loved it, but you only sing one song. Why? So, well, it was a beauty contest. They only asked me to sing for one song, so that's what I did. I want a full show. When are you free for a show? Can you stay for another week? I'll pay you 15,000 euros. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'll pay you. I can pay you now. I have the cash now. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. Take my phone. I call Guylaine, my manager. Yo, Guylaine, listen. I have a show. It's paid 15,000 in Angola. So change all my flights, change my tickets. And she's like, when? I'm like, they want me for next Friday. So the 12th. And she's like, the 12th. Wait a minute. No, the 12th, you're not free. I'm like, what? What you mean I'm not free? Yeah, the 12th, you have a show in Bretagne, in north of France. Bretagne is in north of France? No, it's west side of France. I'm like, I have a show in Bretagne, but how much is it paid? And she's like, I think this show we're making 2,000 euros. I'm like, hey, I just told you that I have a show for 15,000. So, and she told me, darling, how can you move that show? Or listen, I'll pay them their money. I'll reimburse the show and sing for free another time. And she's like, darling, we are professionals and this is not how we work. If that person who wants to pay you 15,000 now wants to have you, he calls me I give him the date where you free. You come back here, you do your show in Lorient or wherever he was, and then you go back to if they have 15K to give you right now, they can also pay your ticket first class to go back there, because we are professionals. We are not mercenaries. It's not who pays the most or whatever. We already have an engagement. We already have a contract. They already paid 50%. So this is how we're gonna do. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Thanks for reminding me that I'm a professional. And you know what? That person who wanted me for 15K never called me again, or never had me, never made me come back, whatever. When I told him, well, I'm not free, but we can arrange a show. Never heard from that person again. But that show, that place where I performed, I think it was a casino in Lorient, yeah, I think. These people, they hired me 10 times in 2 years. 10 times. So I made 20K from these people. And after 10 times, after even 7 times, I was like, I'm doing the same show, I'm doing the same songs, like maybe you should start hiring other people. And the owner of the club told me, not only the people love you, but we love you. You guys are professionals. You guys are on time. You guys respect your public. You guys stay 1 or 2 hours to do photos until the last fan. And you guys are, you don't make a scene. You come, you work. The next day in the morning, you take your train and you're on your way. And yeah, listen, every time we have money to give and we think about list of artists, a lot of them are motherfuckers. A lot of them are disrespectful or not serious. And yeah, whenever we have an extra 2000 or 2005 to give, we always think, and we will always think about you guys. And this is what having people that can keep you in check does. When you don't have that, you become like a bunch of people of my age that I grew up with, that I started making music with, who are fucked today because nobody would tell them, don't abuse groupies, don't do this, don't do this. You here to perform, you're not here to find places where you can make drugs and have orgies. Don't do this, don't do that. And like, if you don't have those people around you, this is what happens. And imagine on my small level, I'm talking to you about 2,000 versus 15,000. Those people are talking about 100K, a million, 500,000, etc. And not 2 or 1 yes men. I'm talking about 200 yes men around you, people who will do whatever they want to do, people who are used to you going crazy and nobody telling you, shut the fuck up. Because trust me, if I was in the entourage of that guy, all that shit would not happen. Or it would have happened without me. I would be like, oh, I'm out, bro. No. Like, you are not gonna bully the mother of your children like this. I was not raised to see this and say nothing. I had a problem with a friend of mine who was acting like this with his ex because she had a new boyfriend. And she wanted to send friends from his hood to beat her and him up. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, she's gonna be. I was like, wait a minute. Since you've been separated, I've seen you with 20 girls. What's wrong with you? And look at Kanye doing the same thing. We've seen him with how many girls? Isn't Julia Fox saying that, yeah, we do threesome, foursomes, I'm a dominatrix, and then, and then there was that girl, the other one, light-skinned girl with green eyes. I used to follow her on YouTube. Nice girl. And now you have that new clone of Kim Kardashian. You've been having girlfriends. So why are you obsessed with her? And you are using the kids, you are using religion. You hear saying, I'm I'm this, I'm that, I'm a, oh dear God, like the last prayer he did, I was like, yo, yo, bro. Yeah, dear God, like you believe God is you. Like this guy is, you know, I've known crazy people and they're dangerous. But I've also known crazy people with unlimited money. They are the worst. When your voice is so powerful, everything you do creates something. At my small level, the things I say, people send me messages all the time telling me that the things I said resonated and changed their life. At my small level, with a show that is watched by 1,000 people per week. Imagine if you have 10 million people being your soldiers, going crazy, sending crazy messages to your ex-wife, sending crazy messages to your ex-wife new partner. Like, and you hear pretending that it's about the kids, pretending that it's about black people, when in reality, inside of you, you don't even want to be a black person. All your heroes are white people. Whenever you talk about something, all your girlfriends are white people. And it's okay, I don't care. But don't come there all of a sudden, yeah, as a black man with it. Like, bro. But that's using the triggers. And he's using the triggers, but the problem is, because we're seeing the imbalance of the man. And we're also seeing that at the same time he's doing double triggers. He's triggering the hate for the Kardashians, but at the same time he's triggering the hate for abusive men. And at the same time he's trying to use the trigger black people about being a black man in a divorce and etc. But at the same time he's also triggering the people who are seeing that he's, and at the same time he's triggering his old fans, and at the same time he's triggering her fans. So it's creating conflicting triggers. So I mean, some people, and it's gonna depend on your sensitivity. Some people who are very how do we say? Empathic. High empath will get triggered easily by that. I don't have me. Like, my emotions are buried under my brain, the logic. There's a lot of logic first, a lot of intelligence, and then emotion is here. So I'm gonna watch this, and first I'm gonna be like, makes no sense, bro. Like, I don't understand your whole thing in here. And this is what is going on right now, is that everybody is now, yo, look, like, did you see that? Did you see this one? Him praying to God and says, oh, Pete texts me saying he's in bed with Kim. Bro, like, and he's here showing the guy sending him texts. Of course the guy's gonna be like, yo, bro. And the guy's telling him, listen, I'm like you. I have mental health issues, and it's great to go see somebody to help you, because you definitely have problems, and you cannot all the time. Listen, DL Hughley said it the best, and now he's going after everybody who's criticizing him, right? The thing is this. You can be the best artist in the world. You can be a genius. You can be this, Renaissance man creating amazing music. It's not enough for you to do anything, and nobody will tell you that you're wrong. At some point, for some things. And some people believe that he does this whenever he has something to promote. I come from another direction. I believe that whenever there's the stress of a new album, a new release, something, this stress causes an emotional disturbance and the rest comes with it. And some people believe that he's doing this for promotion. I believe that it's the stress of all this that is making him go on the other side, and probably behind the scenes then he says I'm sorry. And the problem is most people will come, and because they're gonna be like, yeah, we know how he is, and then they give him a pass. But because people have been giving him passes and passes and passes from all the shit that he did, then yeah, he's like, yeah, they will give me a pass. I'll just say that I talked to God, or I'll do a Sunday service and everything will fall in line. Well, I mean, it works with all you people, because all you people are emotionally triggered. So they can trigger you from one side and trigger you back from the other side and say, oh, I spoke to God and he told me that, dude, I love you, Pete. I'm sorry. Let's sing hallelujah. And then, yeah, all you guys like, yeah, what Kanye? And people like me who are not emotional, we're going to be like, okay. I'm going to look not only at him from the side eye, but I'm also going to look at all you guys from the side eye. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you back? You back for the 10th time? All right. Yeah, let's keep it moving, because this is the world of today. People forget the hate that they have for you as fast as they find it over and over again. They will also forget it over and over again super fast. And it's, yeah, look, COVID was the only thing we talked about for X amount of time, and then now it's Ukraine. And it's been 2 weeks and people are starting to already go back to Kanye, go back to Smollett, go back to those people, because those people, they hate the fact that they are not the center of attention. So if you're talking about Ukraine too much, you're not talking about them. They don't like it either. And listen, it's complicated. It's complicated because people, and I'm seeing a tide starting to turn for Kanye. A lot of people are now starting to be disappointed. A lot of people who have been fans for years are starting to be like, yo, it's too much. It's too much. We want the music. We want the great music. We don't want everything else. And like, you guys should do this between yourself. Like, we love both of you. Like, a lot of people like, listen, we love the three of you. Like, handle it between yourself. But some people now, and he's one of them. He might be the chief of them. Him, Jussie Smollett, Meghan Markle, all these people, for me, it's the same disease. It's the same people hit with the same idea that if I can trigger the people emotionally, I'm right. And the story that I believe about myself, if I make them believe it enough, it will be true. I mean, they don't fool me. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, what do you think? Let me know. I have to continue watching my kung fu flick, and it's been 2 hours almost. So tell me like what you think about what I say, about what's your opinion about that, and if you just enjoyed it, to give me my unicorns in the chat. What else did I have in my thing? So Jussie Smollett. You know what I wrote in my I'm watching my notes. My note was, Jussie Smollett sentenced to 180 days in jail. Says he's not suicidal. Point, he's nuts. And then I wrote Kanye. Then I had another story, but I'm gonna keep for the next episode because I would need a whole hour to tell it. It was about show versus quality, but I'm gonna do a whole episode about it. And then I have a note about biohackers. So same thing. I'm gonna keep it for the next episode. I'm just gonna reply to your comments and keep it moving. So let me see. Where were we? You got it. I don't know what I was saying when you said that. I saw that already. He used all the triggers, LGBT, MAGA, black, for his dopamine, like you said. And we all didn't believe it, though, initially. That was probably Jussie. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do now. Everybody's just triggering people. And triggering themselves, I think. The whole world wants. So he's still on Jussie. He's still saying he's innocent. That's the crazy part. He has an ego of a maniac, thirsty of fame and attention. It's inside of him. And I think he truly believes all his made up story. Listen, I've seen people like that. They really believe it. And what questions me about Jussie is his brothers and sisters. That's where I'm like, they give me a doubt. Like, do they believe, or do they understand that he faulted, and they just stand behind him as a pack, and they just believe that he lied, but the sentence and making an example out of him is too much, when a lot of women lied and they didn't go to jail. They just got a fine of 500. Like when these white women, they pretend that, oh, there's a guy, and then somebody gets killed, or somebody gets thrown in jail, or somebody gets handcuffed, and then there's a video online, etc. They just lose their job, but they don't go to jail. So is it why his brothers and sisters are? But then his sister said he's innocent, he didn't do it. And then I'm like, all right. And then he's, I'm like, I'm the gay Tupac. Yo. Hi, bro. If you say so. Kanye and Julia Fox is a fake romance. He could have chosen you. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Jalma, what up? I got your email. I just didn't reply yet. I have to check the thing. I think Smoker. Who's Smoker? Smollett is still on a show, and I think somebody needs to yell cut. Cut. Maybe somebody in the audience should have said cut. It's a wrap. Well done, Jussie. And everybody's gonna be like, huh? How was I? I don't know, bro. But he must let me listen. 6 months is a long time. Okay. All the emotionally people who are triggered by Jussie Smollett are saying that 6 months is perfect and he should have more and blah 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 for what he did. I disagree. I believe that a month was enough. 30 days in jail was enough for me. That's me, because he didn't kill nobody. That was his first offense, I believe. Okay, I think $150,000 to pay which already and listen, his career is over, and he's dragging his whole family in there. This plus a month to me was enough. 6 months, that's a little heavy as a sentence. I understand they want to make an example out of him, but I believe but again, because I'm not emotionally triggered by any of that. So I'm just like, yeah, that's a lot. Like, for what he did, it was more funny maybe because of Dave Chappelle. I find the whole thing funny, but I was more like, the whole time I was like, what? Oh, come on. I was tweeting like, I never believed personally. Like, I'm not gonna say never. Probably after 5 days, I was like, But even then, like, I'm not angry at the guy. So, yeah, I believe a month was enough. That's me. Mental illness is also hereditary, so we shouldn't be too surprised by his family's support. You think so? I don't know. I mean, I don't have a history. Like, and the thing is this: I'm not a fan of Empire. I didn't know this guy and his sister, apparently, who's the most famous. I heard they're all actors, but I didn't know none of them before Empire, and even after Empire. Like, actually know his name because of this whole drama. Before that, I don't know. It was so I don't know if there's a history or if all of them, but that would be strange that everybody is. I mean, I could tell you stories where everybody's believing the stupidest shit. So yeah, it's possible. I must say I have more charisma than Julia Fox. She was a little strange. Me seeing their photos were hilarious. When I was seeing the photos, to me, it was hilarious. Like the way she was, I mean, she used it to get her fame as well. But yo, come on, like, what? Yo, why you complaining about somebody if? And listen, I mean, I don't understand the boots. If you doing all this and, you know, having your girl, I don't care, like, moving on to the rebounding, like, yeah, that's what everybody does. But you really want to show it, like, to the world, like, if you want to, I don't know. It's kind of ridicule. And listen, I mean, I don't have nothing against the guy. I have something against the mental violence that he's imposing to the mother of his children. I disagree with that. Other than that, I don't have nothing against him. I'm not like everybody giving him a pass when you want, and then when he has new songs, everybody goes, oh my god. Listen, I enjoy the music. I'm not but me, long time that he kind of lost me, because I'm kind of the people who are, I'm not saying getting on my nerves, but the people who are just too much, I tend to just push them from my I need in my life, I don't need all the drama and dramatic people. Why is my plant so far from? There you go. Yeah, I tend to keep them like out of the conversation. I remember when everybody was talking about Lizzo, I didn't know her music personally, and not yet. I heard about her, but I didn't, I didn't know her. So, but then I start hearing about her always showing herself, etc., and I was like, okay. So then there was this whole body positivity stuff, movement, and I was like, okay. But then again, for like everything, Master Electronic, thank you so much for supporting the show and welcome. Where was I? So, I was hearing more about all the drama than about the music. So I could not, it's not that I could not, but I didn't discover the music because I was hearing about all the drama. Then there was this woman who said, listen, great music, my kids love her, but these body positivity movements, and the problem with all this movement, they always go too far. And the body that she's promoting is dangerous. And the woman was a coach. And she just said, like promoting this type of body where we have an obesity problem and etc. I don't know. And I don't remember what she said, so I'm not gonna quote, but she was like, and listen, everybody went nuts on the doctor. Are you gonna say sorry? And she was like, no, because if she continues like that, she's gonna die at 45. She's gonna have a heart attack. So I'm not gonna just be there and say, no, go on. And then I started seeing her cry all the time on her phone and creating triggers, doing something, going to the basketball court, showing her butt, etc., and then going on the phone to say people, I don't care, and then the next time cry. And me, I was like, Americans seems to have a lot of mental issues. That's what I said to myself. And after that, I never discovered the music because I was just drained, not mentally, but I was just, all these drama kind of makes me not go to the music of the people. But that's me. Maybe a lot of people after that, they go listen to the music. So it's, as some people say, there's not such thing as bad publicity. It's just publicity. Personally, listen, when people are just doing too much, I tend to stay away. But it's just me. Probably I'm alone there. Most people don't care. I don't know. Listen, most people tend to. Me, I'm more a person like when I lose patience with somebody or anything in the world where we have so much choice, I tend to not go and just be like, why is that person always like never in the news for their music? And then the problem is then most people, once you start being that person, most people will not put you in their news for your art. They will only put you in the news for the next thing you do that is crazy, or whenever you cry on the phone, like all these things, instead of talking about your music. And that's the problem, where you start becoming somebody that some people will only cover for negative stuff and etc. And you might be an amazing artist and people like me will not know, because whenever I'm going to see your name, it's going to be about those problems, and I'm going to just pass at a point when maybe if there was not all this, I might be like, oh, let me check, but listen, it's just me. I'm not talking for the world. But again, I'm gonna put it again. Hey, thanks a lot. Nice. Oh, she's a detention whore. Yeah, I agree. Julie, tu n'as pas encore compris l'humour de Master Electronic? I'm not gonna go in your shit. But you can separate the person life from the artist. Yes. But the thing is this, I can and actually do. Like, there's a lot of people that people don't want people to listen that I do listen or I watch. But to me, it's not a question of separation. It's a question of an artist person, and how much, you know, my patience with people is just, it's one jar with patience. And when I lose patience with somebody as a person or as an artist, to me it's the same thing. If I lost patience, I'm not interested in now being interested in the person as an artist, not because I don't like the art or because I don't want to separate both. It's just because to me, that the name at a point, I'm like, I don't want to know. Because if not, listen, Jussie Smollett should be hired in movies or maybe make his own independent movie, or maybe open his YouTube channel when he comes out and do his live shows. And I'm sure a lot of people will go and watch, and some people will be curious, whatever, to listen to whatever he has to say. I won't be, because I will probably be like, but no, I don't want to hear no more. Like, I'm done. And again, it's me. I believe that this debate about separating the person from the artist is another hypocritical debate, because they want to separate the person from the artist when it suits them, Polanski, and then when it's R. Kelly, they don't want. When it's Hugh Hefner, they want. But when it's other people, they don't want. So I believe it's a personal conversation. Everybody will decide for themselves how they feel about a person or not. What? Mais on est mercredi. Pourquoi il n'y aurait pas eu de live? Ah, parce que je n'ai pas mis le... C'est vrai, j'ai mis le reminder 5 minutes avant, mais of course there was a live. Always. Everybody say hi to our stream royalty. Where's the sound effect? Wait, let me put my sound effects. Sound effects. There she is. Everybody say hi to the stream royalty. Hey. I heard that I can change the volume now. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much for 10 Canadian dollars. Siren Desil, thank you so much. Stream royalty still with $40 now. Thank you so much for your support, your continued support. And listen, everybody, that's all I had for you. I hope you enjoyed that show. If you want to listen to all the instrumentals that were in the background, you can check them out in the link below. Bonsoir, Sirène des Îles. Tu arrives just on time to watch the replay. Listen, if you enjoyed that conversation, give me some unicorns or some rainbows in the chat. And this show was brought to you by Shada and the Gods of Good Fortune. Don't forget that we have brand new hoodies, a brand new hoodie collection on Shada and you're gonna love them. I want to acknowledge all the new subscribers in the channel. If you arrived late tonight, don't forget that soon as this live is over, you can watch the replay. Don't forget to leave a like and leave a nice comment. We can also go to the channel, watch some videos. There's 4,000 videos for you to watch, if not more. Vraiment dommage. No, it was a good conversation. Go check it out again, Siren. You're gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna leave you tonight with a song by Monsieur de Shada called I'm gonna play you Kamata from Monsieur de Shada. So for now it's still Diamantero. The new name is gonna be Monsieur de Shada. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. It was a nice conversation. And I will see you Sunday. And Sunday we're gonna have a new listening party. We're gonna listen to the remixes from Just a Fool with Lai Sanchez. It's gonna be a great. I'm gonna try to have her come to the show. But until then, thanks for coming. And everybody that's coming late. I said in the beginning of the show, some people, whenever I'm on time, they don't come. Whenever I'm late, they're here. But everybody that was there tonight, it's been a pleasure. Bisous. Be careful. Don't be triggered. Try to be less emotional, I believe, and more intellectual about the facts of life. It's something I learned from Stoicism. Anyway, peace out, and I will see you Sunday. Bless Shada Gang.